Hello, here to talk with you today about rationalizing denominators. So if I have a fraction that looks something like this, I definitely do not want this radical down in the bottom. That is bad form. So what I would like to do is I'd like to try and figure out a way to move it up. If the radical is in your numerator, you are fine. That is perfectly good form. If it's in the denominator, that is universally frowned upon, and it will make numbers a lot more difficult to recognize. But if we can put them up top, we're going to see a lot more commonality between the numbers that we deal with on a regular basis, particularly in trigonometry. So let's practice that. So again, I'll focus on this guy here. 1 over square root of 2. If I can multiply the denominator by something to get out the radical sign, if you will, then I'll be set. In order to preserve the value, I can only multiply this by 1. So I need to find something to multiply that has the value of 1 and eliminates the radical in the denominator. And a solution to that can be in the form of whatever your radical is, really times itself, over itself. So if I multiply this by square root of 2, well, square root of 2 times the square root of 2, that's just the same thing as the square root of 2 squared, which in this case is just 2. So if I can multiply the denominator by itself, and again, I have to have multiplied this by something with the value of 1, otherwise I change the value of the number. Square root of 2 over the square root of 2 is 1. So if I take 1 over the square root of 2 times the square root of 2 over the square root of 2, that gives me, multiply across, square root of 2 over the square root of 2 times the square root of 2, which is the same thing as the square root of 2 over 2. This is what we want. We've gotten rid of the radical in the denominator, and it is in the numerator where we are perfectly a-okay with that. Just a few to work on here, just for practice. What do you get if you have 3 over the square root of 5? And how can we clean up 7 over the square root of 11? Don't forget, if you have something like 3 times the square root of 10, that's okay. You can have a coefficient in front of your radical. That's a-okay. All right? Remember that. Do some practice and have a great day.